What's one of the best ways for us to earn trust? Education. By educating folks, you give them the gift of knowledge, show that you care enough to take the time to do exactly that, and want what's best for them. Learning centers take that mindset and drop it right into your website. In this lesson, we're going to talk about what learning centers are, how they improve your user experience, and we're going to check out some examples. For your website to thrive in search engines and the sales process, it needs something insanely important. Content. Valuable educational content, to be exact, which is exactly what the Big Five are. By writing at least 3 articles a week focused on the Big Five content topics, you'll see not only an improvement in your organic traffic results, but the quality of your leads coming in. Plus, all of that awesome educational content is great assets for you to leverage in assignment selling with your sales team. If you haven't started writing Big Five topics yet, make sure you check out Kevin's course right after this. But Vin, we already have a blog, you might be saying. Sure you do, and your articles can live there. But it's likely that you have a number of other resources available alongside your most important articles. Things like white papers, video tutorials, Q&A articles, ebooks, and other things. By putting all of your educational resources in one easy-to-use, easy-to-navigate section, you are expediting the user's educational journey and improving that experience by reducing some friction. Putting all of your most valuable and educational resources into one easy-to-navigate template can dramatically improve how fast your users can digest information. This also helps solve the age-old problem of recency bias on a blog feed, where users are typically only seeing the most recent content and may not go through pages and pages of articles. Be honest, if you're doing research for a big purchase, how often do you go more than a few pages of blog articles in? Rarely. But what if your most important article was written 8 months ago? That user may never see it if it has not gotten an update. The Learning Center allows you to curate the most important pieces of information for your user by using filtering, search, and featured tag functionality so you can tailor the experience and serve that most valuable content immediately to them to turn them into an educated sales prospect. It's important to take time to think through the filters you're going to use on your Learning Center. Typically, you want to keep your options to 3 categories because anything more than that may get a little bit overwhelming and confusing for your prospect. So let's jump in to a few examples of really well done learning centers. Keeping in mind, we want simple user functionality so as to get them to their educational resources as fast as possible. Let's jump into a few learning center examples, one from Impact and one from Impact. That won't get confusing at all. So jumping into Impact's Learning Center, we're seeing a lot of the things that we've talked about, right? So we have some really nice, easy sorting options so I can get the information that I'm wanting. So if I'm interested in packing equipment and I'm really curious about the cost of packing equipment, maybe I don't really care about this option. It pre-filters everything to me and very much serves it up in a format that's easy for me to digest and see exactly what the information will be, as well as how long it will take to read. Now, these look to be mostly blog articles, and like we've discussed, this is also a great place to put in resources and data sheets around your products, different videos perhaps, all can live right inside your Learning Center to make it very easy for your users to get everything they want. So a lot of nice things happening over here. It's very clean, very straightforward. We're getting some nice visual images of the authors here. And we're getting how long it will take to read these resources. So jumping into a different take on the Learning Center is hours at impact. So keeping our homepage similar, right? We want to keep all the resources there going into our most recent blog articles. Some resources around getting started with They Ask You Answer, both video and articles. There's some guides in there as well, giving them the option to subscribe. And then courses. Now, for another company that doesn't have courses, this could be your white papers. This could be your ebooks or your product data sheets, things of that nature. Keeping it pre-filtered and kind of readily available so you can determine what the most important ones are and really set it up as a self-guided journey almost. Still giving them the option to view all of them, but putting your top priority ones right out front, the ones that are the most important for your specific user journey, and that your users typically will engage with right away. So taking a little bit of the filtering option out and more serving it up for them in a more direct manner to really give them that guided nature that they want. Both of these solve a lot of the same problems that we see with the user experience, right? Users have to jump around websites to find all their resources, or they go down just with white papers when a blog article, it has much better information or something to that nature. And using these parameters, you'll have the ability to show exactly that. You can serve up some white papers with your blog articles and videos, or give them all very streamlined sections on one central location to view the information and make sure that they're educating themselves more and more throughout the buyer journey. Now that we've taken a look at some examples of learning centers, it's time for you to sit down and map out what your specific filters for your learning center could be. What options need to live under them so as to improve the user's experience and how fast they can get their educational material. After you've done that, gather all of your important resources. Talk with your sales team about what things can be super valuable for their cycle, and ensure that all of those have a home inside of your learning center. Next step, make sure that you get that learning center functionality built out, and all of these resources are living in there, and it is easily accessible from your website's main navigation.